Hey, good morning, everybody. You are back on board with the crew. Thanks for joining us. Today, I've got a video about having the foresight or the background experience that an experienced trader has in times like the ones we're in right now. See, fortunes are made in times like these. Corporate moves in a completely different manner in which us, Joe Public, work. You and I tend to look at, oh, well, my neighbor's buying now, my buddy is, everybody at the office is talking about it. We need to get some of this stuff, whatever it may be. Could be houses, could be crypto, could be cars, whatever. And it always amazes me how poorly those are the times to buy anything. It's like we get it completely wrong. We don't just get it kind of wrong sometimes. We're like the last guy in at the top and guilty, done it. Total admission here, I bought a lot of Bitcoin all the way up into 60s, $60,000. Do I regret it? Not one bit. I'm a different man than I used to be when I traded when I was younger. I used to carry all that on my sleeve and shoulder and drag it around with, oh my God, I think I'm 60% down on some of those trades. But I also bought Bitcoin at $5,000. So that's a little story I'm gonna tell. And I'll start it off with this one. And I'm gonna pick on my UPS driver again. This was spring of 2020. And we all went through it, and it was crazy. But he and I were talking a lot, and he said to me, he goes, gosh, I don't know what's going to happen. This is going on, that's going on. And I said, I've got a couple of ideas. I really do. Family members were calling me, and people I hadn't heard of in a long time. Hey, Alan, what are you doing? And it because of what I've learned and what I've learned from others and YouTube channels like this one, and my experience of trading over the years, it told me that bottoms, again, was an opportunity. And I made a couple of predictions to him, and I'm not really a prediction guy. I'm not really good at that. But that one was so clear, so concise, and so easy to see. And I'm going to explain that. I could see the oil crash coming. How did I know that oil was going to be less than $10 a barrel? How did I see that coming? Like, nobody saw that coming, right? I'll never forget sitting in Ron's truck. Hey, Ron. And I'm telling him, look, oil's going to crash. I think it was only at $60 a barrel. Oil's going to crash. Demand is going to plummet. Demand is everything. And it's going to plummet. It's going to go less than $10 a barrel. Now, that was a big guess at the time. Big guess. It went to minus 40. Wow. That was probably the biggest call I've ever had in my lifetime. But I wasn't just my call. I learned from a lot of really good people. So he was like, holy smokes, man. You're on top of this. What else do you see? And I said to him specifically this: buy Bitcoin. It's kind of what I say to everybody in any market. Because I don't even know what a Bitcoin is. I know that sounds crazy. It's not real money. It's not this. It's not that. Well, okay. I mean, to each your own. But I will tell you that it's the best time to buy. And he's like, well, we're in a recession. It's everything's dropping like a rock. What does that sound like? Doesn't that sound like today's market? Doesn't that sound like everybody's telling you, oh my God, Bitcoin's crashing, it's going to the bottom? We were buying Bitcoin at $5,000. $5,000. How does that sound? Now, there's a lot of you who own crypto right now, like me, at $60,000, and you're saying, my life is over if it drops to $5,000. No, no, it's over if you have to sell your Bitcoin that week. Yeah, well, your life isn't over, but you're bad. That'd be a bad trade, right? We need to look at when you get in and when you get out. Of course, it's really important. But let's not worry about the getting out now. In other words, don't buy any Bitcoin that you can't ride out for a few years. It's so important. And don't panic sell. Can't say don't. I know everybody will. That's what everybody does. Buy when, as the professionals say, buy when there's blood in the streets. It's a terrible term, but it's so true. It takes you a long time to figure that out. I buy when it's high, I buy when it's low, so I'm a dollar cost average. That's what we teach on this channel. I am a hodler. Yes, is my account down? Yes, it is. Do I know everything about trading and finance and how to invest? Of course not. I don't have a crystal ball. But I do know this. It's not going away. The SEC is not going to make Bitcoin vanish. It's already said it's a commodity. So when it's a commodity, that means they accept it for what it is. Okay? It claims not to compete with their dollar in their vision, in their eyes. So they're not concerned about it overtaking the US dollar market. That's a whole nother video that we're not into right now. So I don't want people to look at what's happening right now with regret, okay? And I know it's hard to do, and it's almost impossible not to when your account's down that much. But I want to flip it, and I want you to think about this stuff a little bit more optimistically. Because regret comes in many different ways. My regrets usually is that I didn't buy more at $5,000. Why don't I own more at $5,000? Those are my regrets. My regrets are not buying at 62,000. No, my regret is I didn't buy more of it at 5, or I didn't buy more of it right now at 30 or 40 even than 60. That's big. That's really big when you can get that in your mind. But I don't like to live with regrets because I don't find them advantageous to your life. I think they're very detrimental. And that's kind of what our channel likes to promote, is what's going to work for you and all of us in the future. Okay, so I wrote down a couple of notes. Already went over one of them. This is a buying opportunity of a lifetime, in my opinion. Between now and I don't think it's going to get to 5,000. I don't think the Fed is going to continue to raise rates to the point to where Bitcoin is going to be at 5,000. But if it does, from here at 30, buying all the way down $50 a week, or again, whatever you can afford, buying Satoshis, is a winning combination. It's going to work for you. In my opinion, that's what I'm doing. That's what I've been doing. And I'm gonna give you a little analogy about real estate. So let's look at real estate over the last 2 years. Would you say it's at the bottom of the market or the top of the market? Pretty much at the top. We don't know because it could go higher, obviously, but it's at the high point. I think it's already past 2008-7 numbers, okay? So if it's at a high point, why are people still buying houses and thinking it's an opportunity? Because they need a house, because they want a house, or they're going to rent it out, or they're going to make money on it, or whatever it might be. So if and when the housing market has a decline with interest rates rising, it's probably going to decline from here. I'm guessing, obviously. I don't have a crystal ball, but I believe it will. And when it starts to decline, are you going to look back and say, well, I bought my dream house right now, and it's down 30%, my dream is faded by 30%. No, I hope you don't. That's living in regret. Let's try not to do that. The advantage of your dream house or the house that you really appreciate and has the bedrooms for your children or community that you like to live in, those are the things to focus upon. So when I equate real estate to the crypto market or the current stock market, real estate's always last. It always feels the effect of what happens to the stock market later. Just strange because 2020 it didn't. It just skyrocketed. It just took off. Even when the stocks and crypto dive bombed, real estate didn't. So that tells me in the last 2 years it's gone up 50%. I don't know, a lot, real estate. There's a decline coming. How do I know that? Because things don't go straight up forever. And it's been going straight up for a few years now. This isn't about real estate. This is about saying, okay, so is it the perfect time to buy real estate right now at what is currently a top of the market? No, it's really not. You would have been better off buying in 2019 than current today, right? Way better. What happens if the real estate market drops 30 to 40 to 50%, like crypto and stocks have done? Is that a terrible time for you if you don't own any real estate? I'd say that's a really good time for you. That's a good time for you to say, I think I should buy another house, even if you own a house. If I have the money and the opportunity, I should maybe buy another house. Okay? It's down 30 or 40%. Makes sense, right? But if your mortgage is so high and you can't afford it, well, you've put yourself in a position where you bought too big a dream house and now you don't think it's worth what you once did. That's a shame. The market didn't do that to you. Your psychology currently is doing that to yourself. Just be happy with the mortgage in the house that you have and stop looking at the dollars that you've currently lost somehow, which you haven't lost, because real estate's going to go back up in 5 to 10 years, right? There's only so much real estate, and it's probably going to go up because they're not going to stop printing money, right? Currently they're stopping that, but that's not going to last forever. So when we look at things as opportunities to buy, we want to buy things when they're cheap. That's not how we buy crypto. That's not how we buy stock or real estate. Just don't. We buy when everybody else is, when it's in demand. When you've heard from your truck driver, when you've heard from the secretary at work, and when you've heard from everybody in cryptos telling you buy, buy, buy. Right now, I'm watching crypto videos and nobody's saying buy. This is the time to buy. This is not advice, financial advice. I can't give that. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just a guy with a YouTube channel who's seen a lot of down markets. And down markets are when fortunes are made. Fortunes aren't made at the top. You and I, the little guy, are really terrible at that. That's our biggest weakness. The psychology of trading is our biggest weakness because we rely upon the media for our financial news. The media is terrible. Name the first time that you've ever watched a financial media show that is called the bottom or the top. Never. 99, they walked right into the dot-com bubble. Led all of us right into the dot-com. You got to buy this and you got to buy the NASDAQ, and it crashed. 2007. I believe it was Bernanke was telling how there is no real estate bubble. What? Well, that didn't work out so well. That was like 48 hours before the crash. There was no problem with the banks. The banks went belly up. There were no problems with car manufacturers. Ford and Chevy went broke. So when we rely upon the media to give us financial news, that's the exact opposite of what most of us should be doing. And that gives us an opportunity to have clearer vision and a better see more opportunity. And when the fat cats or the big guys buy, when does a major corporation buy a smaller corporation? When they're almost bankrupt. They walk in the door and say, okay, we'll take all of your assets. We'll buy them at pennies on the dollar. Because they know the market will turn around. It always does. It might take a year, it might take 3 years. But they don't need to sell tomorrow. If you're spending the kind of money that you can't live without on crypto or stocks or real estate, you've put yourself in a position of risky finance. And that's not a good place for any of us to be. I'm trying to stay in a place of wisdom. I've been beat up. I've made some really bad calls. I've made some good calls, made a couple of good ones, but I've made more bad calls than good calls. Let's be clear about that. But I'm getting better. And I'm also getting better at understanding the media's role, the information network. Bankers put out, they tell you, this is why the market's crashing, and that, don't worry, it'll turn. No. Be aware. Understand when something's at a discount. We're all just trying to buy stuff cheaper. When it goes up, you sell it, right? Okay. I want to talk about what happened 2 years ago with a company that we all know, which was Hertz, right? So Hertz was trading at $20, $30, $25, I believe it was. And they started as what happened in 2020 hit a lot of businesses, but especially rental cars. You couldn't travel, they plummeted. And they were dropping 10% a month. It was crazy. And they were falling through the floor. Well, of course, the media got a hold of that and said what? Oh my God, get out. Do not buy this. It's the bottom. They're going to zero. Hertz will not exist. All of it was horrible financial news. I'm not blaming the media for anybody's bad business dealings, but I am saying that was an opportunity. And I know there's a lot of people on Robinhood that got on top of this. And I followed it a little bit, so my numbers aren't exact, so don't quote me on the numbers. But that thing fell down to dollars. I want to say it was under $2 for sure that I know of. And it plummeted all the way down. And everybody and their brother was buying it. The little guys, the Robinhood. Oh, I'm buying Hertz. I'm buying Hertz. The pundits, the geniuses, were sitting around going, they're fools. These people, that's a horrible trade. You should never make that trade. I can't remember his name, Kramer, whatever the guy was. Oh my God, Hertz is done. Stick a fork in it, it's over. So these people were buying Hertz at $1, less than $2 for sure. What happened? It turned around. A company came in and said, oh, I'll take that. I'll take that at that price. Boom. All of those people that bought at $1 and less than $2, it immediately, I believe overnight, it went to $8.50 or $9. It's currently up to, I just looked it up, 16, 18 bucks. They bought it at $1. That's what I meant when I'm saying fortunes are made at the bottoms. Fortunes aren't made at the top. You can't make a fortune at the top of a market. It's very difficult. You're looking for bottoms, people. You're not looking for tops. Sounds crazy. I know that sounds crazy simple to a lot of people when I explain it like that, but like everybody trades exactly the opposite of that. And the psychology of trading is something I've read a lot about. I turned John Doe, one of the people that watches our show a lot, of a book. It's called Trading in the Zone, and it's all about the psychology of why man buys things when it gets scarce or when it's going up in price, and how it's exactly the opposite. One of the things I've learned over the years is to be a contrarian. Contrarians, very good place to be when you understand what it means and how to do it. So why did a company come in and buy Hertz? Well, let's think about it. They've already got all these counters and all these booths in every single airport. They've already got all this fleet of cars. They already have what? A network. They already have a customer service. They already have all of this infrastructure, software, business practice, a recognizable name. All of these are things that you want, right? Those are invaluable. They already have a marketing presence. That network, that social network of media is so hard to create. So a company came in and on pennies on the dollar said, you have an asset here of great value. Why? Because what do airports do? Airports funnel people to counters. It's a giant funnel of people. And I go, okay, I got, National, I got Avis or whatever country you live in, and Hertz, or, oh, okay, which one has the best deal? You have tens of thousands of people that are being put right in front of your counter, your representative. That's massive value. That's what the crypto market does. Same thing. If you look for the right ones that have the right network, the right customer base, the right use case, and the right code, and the right people running it, and the public is in its way, the herd is heading towards that crypto company idea, concept, software. Look for those. I had a gal the other day ask me, which one would you buy? I can't give that advice. That's up to you. But look where we're headed. What's going? Where's the network effect? What do people want in the future? What do we need tomorrow? And buy the one that supplies that to the public through network marketing, through social media, through all the new technology that all of us have on our fingertips. So, buying the bottom is a great idea. Do I think we're at the bottom? Probably not. I think it could go down further, so long as they continue to drop or raise interest rates and sell the debt off their books and flood the market with it. We're going to see lower prices and more recessed economy. They're not going to let it go too far. I really don't believe that to be the case. Why would they? They don't need to. So I wanted to do this video and explain my opinion on when is a great time to buy. It's never at the top, right? Are we at a bottom? I think so. We're close. And what's going to happen when, this is what I'm really trying to get to you guys without telling you what to do. When you start hearing that the Fed is no longer raising interest rates, they only go two ways, right? So when they start lowering interest rates and printing more money, more stimulus, you've compressed the price of anything, all things, but in particular crypto and I would say stocks, to its bottom. Whatever that number is, it's been compacted down to the bottom, and it's your opportunity of a lifetime. Well, of this next decade of your life. That's what this could represent. So I urge you to keep your ears, eyes, and mind open to what the Fed does, the way they do it, and keep an eye on it. I have to watch it every day, but be informed. Hey, okay, they're getting really scared of the market. Everything's crashing. It's getting really, really ugly. Buy. That's your buy signal. Sorry. That's my buy signal. I'm buying all the time, but that could be your opportunity to find one of these bottoms. And all you have to do is look at these Bitcoin charts And when they really spike down, they level off a little bit, and then they go higher than they were before. Again, past history is not future results. So we can't say that's going to happen in the future. Pretty likely. In particular, in the case that I just heard, what's Janet Yellen even say, that they've already decided that Bitcoin's a commodity. It's not a stock, and it's not going to be regulated in the sense that it would. It's going to be more for the CME. CME is a commodities market. That's a whole nother video, but I'm going to be doing more on that in the future too. So keep your chin up, guys. I know things are down, and but it's only down temporarily, and you only lose what you sell when it's down, right? It's really the point of this whole video. So hope you guys got something from that. Again, I'm truly honored to be able to do these videos and actually have people watch them. And it's a privilege, and I enjoy it, and I get to share my thoughts with many people, and it's fun, and I hope to keep doing these. And the response I'm getting is overwhelming, even in a down market, and I get it. But I think we're gonna come out of this. I don't know when. I don't have that crystal ball I keep talking about, but I am honored to have you guys watch these, and I appreciate all of you and the time that you spend and you take out of your day to be with me. And I am blessed and honored to be able to provide it and have the wherewithal to present this to you. And I'm happy to do it. We're doing it together. And with that, guys,